Hey everyone, welcome back to another math video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 3 different ways that we can multiply a binomial times a binomial. Alright, so we're going to talk about how to do this using the distributive property, how to do it using the box method, and how to do it by using probably the most popular method, which is the FOIL method. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So here we have a binomial times a binomial, something with 2 terms multiplied by something else that also has 2 terms. So the first method we're going to discuss is using the distributive property. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is let's go ahead and rewrite this first. The idea behind using the distributive property for something like this is that we split up the first binomial into 2 separate monomials. Okay. So this first one, we're going to sort of cut it in half and separate the x from the negative 6. And what we end up getting is x times x plus 3. So we're saying first we're going to do x times this whole thing. And then we're going to do negative 6 times that whole thing, x plus 3. So then we did x negative 6 times that whole thing. So we split it up, and instead of doing a binomial times a binomial, now we have 2 cases of technically a monomial times a binomial, something with 1 term times something with 2 terms. So let's go ahead and let's multiply this out. X times x would get me x squared. X times 3 would get me a positive 3x. And now we're going to multiply the other set. So negative 6 times x would get me a negative 6x, and negative 6 times this positive 3 would get me a negative 18. And the last thing I need to do is I need to check to see is there anything here that I can combine. Here in the middle, I have what we call like terms, because these only have an x. They have the same variable raised to the same power. So I can actually combine those. And that would give me x squared, 3x minus 6x, that would be a negative 3x minus 18. Okay? And that's how we multiply 2 binomials by each other by using the distributive property. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's take a look at what's the box method. So the box method might help some of you that are more of a visual learner. Okay, we use this box here to help set up how we're going to multiply. And what we do is we take this first binomials, x minus 6, so now I'm going to have x minus 6, and I'm going to put this 3x minus plus 4, 3x, and the positive 4. And we set this one up this way. And basically, each of these boxes tell me what I need to multiply in order to get what's inside it. So for this box, I multiply 3x times x. 3x times x would give me 3x squared. For this box, let me use a different color. I need to multiply 3x and the negative 6. So that would give me a negative 18x. For this box, the top right, I need to multiply this positive 4 by this x. It becomes sort of a multiplication table. 4 times x would give me a 4x. And then finally, this last box down here on the bottom right, I'd multiply a positive 4 and a negative 6 to get a negative 24. And then I simply write down everything that's in these boxes together, and I get 3x squared plus 4x minus 18x minus 24. So I just simply wrote these in a line. Okay? Now the thing is though, I can also combine these two in the middle, similar to the last problem. These are like terms now. So combining those two, I get 3x squared. That would turn into a negative 14x minus 24. And that would be my answer. So there you have the box method. And again, some of you that are visual learners, you might prefer this method, but it doesn't mean you have to use it. Now, this last method is probably the most common, and it is called the FOIL. Okay, which in reality, it's the same as using the distributive property, but I'll show it to you in case some of you like acronyms. So FOIL. FOIL is the order in which you multiply these terms. Okay, so the F stands for first terms. So that's talking about the first term in each of these pairs. So that would be the 2x and the 4x. So the first thing I multiply are these first terms. So 2x times 4x, that would give me an 8x squared. Okay, outer. O stands for outer. So those are the terms that are on the outside of this whole problem. So that is the one that's outside on the left, which is the 2x, and the one that's outside on the right, the positive 1. So 2x times 1 would be a positive 2x. Inner, the terms that are in the inside, in the very middle, that's what I stands for. So that would be the 1 and the 4x. So that would also be a positive 4x. Last, we're talking about the terms that are in the last spot for each binomial. So that's the positive 1 here and the positive 1 there. 1 times 1 is just 1. And this is what FOIL is. Okay, again, as you can see in the middle, I can probably combine these two because they're like terms. So I get 8x squared, a 2x and a 4x combined into a positive 6x, and that one stays the same. And here is my answer. Okay, so if you like acronyms, that might be what's the best method for you. Altogether, all three methods work. They will all get you the correct answer. So now that you've seen three different methods on how to multiply a binomial times another binomial, hopefully now you start to decide which method works best for you. Like I mentioned, these are three different methods, but all three of them get you the correct answer. So now it's just about you figuring out which method do you like best for yourself. Okay, some of you will like the box method, some of you will like using FOIL, some of you will like just using the distributive property. But you need to figure out which one do you like, okay? Figure it out and then stick to it and run with it, and you can also use these for multiplying bigger things as well, okay? As always, I just want to thank you for watching. I hope you continue to learn, and I'll see you guys next time.